Ebana mambo vipi kama kao? I mean the MVP, half man, half amazing, Lil Omi, the king of interviews, you already know, eh? Leo napiga story na moja kati ya waigizaji wakubwa sana Afrika, waigizaji wakali sana, jamaa ambaye ana ushawishi mkubwa. Alianzisha kampuni yake yeye mwenyewe ya kutengeneza film, lakini pia jamaa akaanzisha record label ya mziki. Amefanya mambo mengi kwenye entertainment industry, especially kwenye Nollywood scene. Jamaa amefanya vizuri sana. I'm talking about my brother right here, Jim Iyke.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you, my brother?
How's it going, man?
Nice to meet you, my brother.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, bro. You've been doing amazing stuff over the years.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Some people wonder, like, you're still in the game doing big things. What is it for a big star like you to still be in the game?
Yeah, well, it's I think what sustains us all, it's doing things differently.
Yeah.
The first day I set foot in this game, I decided that my path, my approach to it, my intelligence to it will always be different. Sometimes I've always told people that I mentor and people that are interested in coming into the game that if I were to tell you that your entire success is dependent on how different you are, I think that will make you decide your path early in life.
Oh yeah.
I've never tried to be with the consensus, with the group. I've never tried the popularity to pass the popularity test, because on that lane is clogged with so many people in uniformity trying to be the same people.
Yeah.
What is traffic free is your lane. My approach to the game is different. I've severed every part of it. I've been through the acting part, I've been through the directing part, I've been through the producer part.
You've been to music as well?
Well, music is something that I just experimented with, I had fun with. But we own a record label right now. We're trying to bring young talents up.
Oh yeah.
I stayed quite relevant because I didn't stay in the game, so to speak. I don't relate the way it is. I remove myself from it. I'm more or less mainly a businessman now. I'm into real estate. Into logistics. We also do, I own a manufacturing firm, a construction firm, and a paint factory.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of what you do is that you spread yourself into different spheres of life so that at the end of the day, you can, stay relevant in one part.
And all of these things that, came from you being the actor, came from acting.
Well, also, a great deal of financial discipline and education. I understand the stocks and bonds. I understand NFTs. I understand how to make yourself valuable with blockchain.
I like that.
I understand bringing. I have a couple of investors, investing experts that are on my team that basically every time there's free-flowing money, I call them and ask them, okay, hey, what's next? Where can we go? And and they give me pointers. And I've also started, I maintain being relevant in the game. What people don't know is that I have a degree in finance as well. Yeah. And so my core training has always been finance. So I upgraded my game mostly by going to conferences, symposiums, taking online classes, and then getting people that have extreme network to be my mentors.
Yeah, actually, I was about to ask you that because you got a banking and finance degree as well as philosophy, right? Yeah, but then again, you chose, or maybe let's say acting chose you. You didn't like to go to work for a bank or any financial institutions. Tell us about it.
Well, basically, like you said, acting chose me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you set up, that is not to say that my classical training went to waste. That's why we always advocate. I've been a big proponent of education, making sure that you get your mind right, you get yourself educated. I've heard it being said now that it's not a big deal anymore because of the digital and the virtual space and age. But yes, it's best that you get that out of the way quickly. I made sure that I had my first degree by 19 and a half or so.
Wow.
So immediately I was done with that, and I understood that my path may not have been in where I was strictly trained. My path is on a different path.
Yeah.
But here we are, even as I got more successful in the game of entertainment, and I was head above others because I had financial literacy. So it was easy for me to invest my money. It was easy for me to correlate and forge and partnership with other people.
It has helped you a lot.
It has helped me a lot. So it's always important that you get a secondary training in other disciplines.
I like that. By the way, congratulations. You have done over 150 best African movies. And some of the facts from different blogs says you are one of the highest paid actor in Africa.
The highest paid presently, yes.
Yeah, that's a big thing, you know. Tell me about the discipline of you doing over 150 films. And then again, you started your own film company. You also, like, as you said, invested a lot in your career. You also started your own filming production company, and maybe it was easy for you to do over 150 films.
Well, the thing about it that you must understand is you're committing to this. It's a career commitment, and along comes a high degree of a high level of sacrifices as well. A lot of people love the end game, the end result, what it looks like at the end.
The outcomes.
They don't like the process. Okay, you must release your process. You must revel it. It's in the process that you create the measure of who you become. Okay, our journey forges us. It's not the end of the journey, you know. But, you know, that is basically has always been my advice to everybody. I understood one thing, which has always been a guiding principle, that when I walk into a room and I recognize competitors, for the ones that I was more talented in, they couldn't see my back. The ones that was as talented as me or even more talented than me, I can outwork them.
Oh, yeah?
The one thing I can assure you in a room is that you can't outwork me. So my intention at the end of the day was work, forge a life so that at the end of the day, you can, you know, take the gains of that life and recreate another life. When I was, there was a time in my life when I was doing an average of 3-4 films every other couple of months. There was a year that I churned out 38 films.
Wow.
So I didn't have any, I didn't have any social life. I didn't go to clubs. I didn't have friends. I couldn't even keep a girlfriend. I just wake up in the morning, I had 3 PAs and I work.
Dang.
You know, so I mean, the result is what it is.
What year was that?
That would be 2006-07.
Wow.
So the understanding was that a lot of people thought, oh, I mean, why is it driving himself so hard? I drove myself that hard so I can live the life I'm living now. Okay, I can, you know, right now I'm sort of pick and choose what I want to do in the industry because I've committed myself with blood, sweat, and pain, you know, in making that happen. So I've reached a certain level that I wanted to reach early in my life. So I took it, and that's what I used and invested in my business.
Wow.
You understand? And and then at the end of the day, it gave me the leverage to come back on my own terms.
Wow.
Now I do maybe 1 film a year, and then I do 2 films. Of the 2 films, they're my production. I decide if I want to do. There's a time I said I didn't want to shoot for 5 years.
Damn.
So for 5 years, I left the industry, focused on my business, and grew my business. You can't afford to do those things if you didn't pay the price from the beginning.
Yeah, you should pay the price.
Yeah, so that is my philosophy of it. That's the algorithm to longevity I've always had.
Yeah. You did an interview with one of the TV. I think this was in Nigeria, Arise TV. You said a lot of things from that interview, which I liked the most. You said there's a different way you see things. There's a different way you approach the situations and how you deal with things. And then again, you also talked about your book that you're about to publish.
I've already published the book. It's in the odds,
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So from that book, you also mentioned something like, you know, you've been in the game, you became this famous. At the beginning, you didn't know how to deal with fame. And there's a way you approach things differently. So you never taught how to deal with it before. I want to know, what was the process when you became famous, the way you were dealing with being famous, people talk with you differently and stuff like that?
I understand that. And now the thing about it is you must understand that when we started this game, there was no digital viability, so to speak. There was no virtual space that was thriving. There was no social media platform. We didn't really have experts in the game that would tell us do this or don't do that. Manage your money.
There was no
properly.
structure.
There was yes, in effect, there was no structure. So it was through trials and errors that we perfected the game, perfected our craft. And it was through a lot of feelings, a lot of fallings, a lot of mistakes, and that we rose from. We went through the fire, so to speak, and rose like like a phoenix to master this game. And I think that in effect is the strongest structure one can build, is the strongest relevance to a career that you can build. You don't fold under pressure. You don't bend when you're having problems. You approach problems head on. Whatever comes your way, you already have a history of dealing with these issues. Unlike today's world and today's people, where a little struggle, everybody's up in social media, acting like like market women. It's just not how we deal with these things. We dealt with it in a different way because we could handle pressure more. We've been through the fire. We rose out of the fire. We're forged from it. And we reveled and enjoyed, understood the process of fame. So it is down. Now it's a laid-back approach that I have. I actually live my life in 3 layers. As we have the family man, I have the public person, I have the secret life. So everybody, I give to each realm what is required of me, and never allow any of the realms to cross-pollinate.
Wow.
Okay, so it's as the way I've always live my life, the way I've always approached as a businessman. I have partners and associates that are also people that they're low-key people, extremely aware of the climate that you dwell in. They don't want to be seen out there. They don't want to be seen in the public domain. They are very discreet, very conservative people.
Wow.
And they will only do business with people that have that degree of discipline. They will not do business if you're ostentatious or out there, because the understanding is that as soon as you make this money, you're probably going to take it and do something nefarious with it. Okay, so they need to see discipline in you. They need to see commitment. They need to see integrity in you before they do business with you.
Wow.
So that is my business side, that I don't allow it to get into the creative part. You understand? So
it doesn't cross that line.
It doesn't cross that line. So as a creative person as well, I understand you need to be seen, you need to say certain things, you need to, gather some sort of clout to be relevant in there. I do all that when it's necessary. And I quickly, sumptuously remove myself from that space when I'm dealing with the other realms.
Wow. Tell me about the book, Gift in the Odd. Yeah, you talked about the trials and errors. Tell us about it.
Well, the trials and errors of life, a lot of people don't understand that that's what forges you. That's what makes you the full character of the man that you are, or the man that you aspire to become. So in my book, that is what I talked about. It's a roadmap as to how to surmount issues in your life, how to look at life unconventionally, how to have an unorthodox approach to problems and situations, and how to lie low when things are not going according to plan, and how to ride the waves when you're at your highest point. You understand? How to manage every realm of your life so that, like I said, one does not... Why you start having problems is when you don't understand the boundaries.
Okay.
When you don't understand there's a line, there's also a very thin line between every part of life that you live. Now, when you forget you're perhaps, say, a married man, a family man, and you cross into the lane of living the life of a young stud, like a young gangster, famous person, his parties after parties, womanizing, doing drugs and all that, it is bound to affect your family life. And then when you also forget that you've become so much of a family man, you forget you're an entertainer too. and then you want to be totally conservative to the point where you can't, do anything to
Can't create.
You can't create.
Yeah.
Can't be in that space
Yeah.
where you can
give it all.
where you can coexist with others. And then it becomes anathema, and you can't. That doesn't make you a good showman. And then when
So you need to balance that.
it's all about balance. And when you get to a point where you forget you're a businessman, and then every time you're living that ostentatious life where you're flashing Bentleys and Rolls Royces and private jets, and yet you manage people's money, people entrust their money with you. Do you think they will keep giving you their money?
No.
Or they want to do business with you? No.
Hell no.
So it's about, like you said, it's balance. How do you balance your life?
Oh, yeah?
That's what my book is about. It teaches you that.
How long did it take for you to complete this book?
It took me about 6 months. I was caught in France. I took my son to Disney France. He lives in the US, so we went to hang out in France. And when I got there, the lockdown started.
Oh.
Okay, you remember that lockdown that the whole world was shut down?
Yeah. The first wave?
Yes. So the first wave of the COVID. And then when he came, Nigeria shut. He's never been to Nigeria, so I was hoping I'll rush to Nigeria when the US shut down.
It was
we
worse,
couldn't. No, they just shut down. The boundaries shut down. The whole world shut down their boundaries. So we were forced to stay in France. I thought it was something that was going to take a month or two, but it took 6 months.
Damn.
And after the first month, I had to sit down and reevaluate my new reality. I had to sit down and understand that, okay, I'm not going anywhere. What other skill set do I have that I can thrive with here? And that's what the gift in the odds is. In every odd in your life, what skill set have you acquired? What do you know as a learning experience that can transcend you from that situation to another? What do you see in your immediate problem that a gift can abound from?
Wow.
So
Hence the title.
The gift in that time, that odd time in my life, was the skill set of being a writer.
Oh, yeah.
So I couldn't be an actor. I couldn't be a businessman. I couldn't even be a good father.
Everything stopped.
Everything stopped.
Yeah.
But nobody could stop
Your
the
thinking.
production from your mind.
Yeah.
And so from my mind went my paper, and then it produced something of relevance that I'm reaping from today. So it's a gift.
Wow.
So it's how to recognize the gift in every odd part of your life.
Wow. Nice one. Now we've seen the world is more into digital, as you said, with the social media. We have these streaming services platform that stream the movies. They pay a lot. Some people say that. Since you've been in the industry, you produced movies before the digital era. How do you see our film industry, our African film industry, with the invention of these streaming platforms? Yeah.
Well, we're all in partnership. Don't forget, Nollywood is the third largest establishment in the world. We also hold the record of having the biggest and highest level of content.
Wow.
Okay, not quality-wise, of course, but content, sheer numbers. We serve a demographic of well over 200 million people. We serve a demographic in Africa that we're pushing well over 700 million. So our numbers are tremendous.
Tremendous,
okay?
yeah.
So it's the remarkability of those numbers into any divide, any platform you find yourself.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's first-class negotiating power.
Wow.
It's with that I tell you that Netflix, Max, Amazon are well aware of all those things. So they've come to the table. They've set up shop in Nigeria, as you know. They send their COO several times to sit down with us and see how we can work together as a team.
They want to win the market.
They want to, well, everybody's trying to win the market. Nigeria is the biggest market in the sub-Saharan. Till date, I probably have about 8 or 9 films on Netflix.
Wow.
So the movie I just executive produced called Back Comment. We have a bidding situation going on now between Netflix and Amazon. We're hoping that one of those platforms will win the bidding. And if I like the figure, the kind of money they're talking about,
then
I'll let them have it. Yeah, so it's not more a question of times have changed. Okay, it has grown in our favor as well as theirs.
Wow.
What perhaps might have to change over time is for us to have more leverage. It's for us to have more stake in our intellectual property.
In the share.
Yes, it's for us to understand that it's not just about giving us a box sum. It's about what can we get per view.
Or pay-per-view, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, yes. And what can we get? How can we be stakeholders? Because we're at that point right now. Okay, it's no more about just, hey, give me $500,000, give me $200,000, and I'll let you have my IP. Now, I think the negotiations and in the nearest future should change to when we can sit down at the table and get these guys to, give us our due, because we've really earned it.
Nice. You mentioned about quality. How do you find our quality so far?
Which quality?
Like you
specific?
I thought
is it Tanzanian quality?
No, the African movie.
Yeah, we're going leaps and bounds, man. I mean, we've perfected the act of what I've come to term guerrilla shooting. Okay, if it would take an average American producer to make a film with, let's just say, $10 million.
$10 million.
Me, with what I know, what I perfected, my act of craftsmanship, I can make the movie $200,000. How do I do it? Our secret is in our brotherhood, in the culture and the way we circumvent that culture to our gain. I can go to you and tell you, hey, I like your studio.
Yeah.
You, as my friend, my brother, you let me shoot here.
Yeah.
I can tell my friend, hey, I like your Rolls Royce. Can I use it?
Yeah.
My neighbor will let me have his Rolls Royce. But in the other divide, there's our brothers and sisters in the other divide. They can't do that.
They can't do that.
Everything is paid for. Everything is catered for.
Yeah.
They don't know. So while they were perfecting their act of technical craftsmanship, we got our craftsmanship together technically. We also got our relationship together. We're big on relationships.
Yeah.
And that has served us to no end. So to that end, that's our quality has increased exponentially. I don't know if you've seen my latest work. It's called Bad Comment. We were the first African film to be up there at the Times Square billboard, and it's gained every recognition there is, and I can beat my chest to say that it's globally viable.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
it went viral. Yeah, actually, it's a big story.
Yeah, it's a movie that can, and again, the story that resonates with recent times. So it's just what it is what it is. Our quality has, for once in a long time, is beginning to match with the quantity we churn out.
Wow. So we are there already.
No one is ever there. Even Hollywood is not there.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you dream and you aspire to extend or expand your craft, you can never have the comfort of being there. We'll keep pushing boundaries. We'll keep hoping for more.
I like that. Talking about the movie that you mentioned, the Bad Comment, the big story that was last year, it was the issue between you and Uche Maduagu. I hope I pronounced this right.
Yeah, you gave it a shot.
Yeah. A lot of stories said that you two had a fight, and then again he came and talked about something like you paid him for promotion. It was 3.6 million naira. Then again, you added 1.2 million naira just for promote the movie. Was it true?
Well, you can ask me this. Let me ask you a question. It's always seen as a genius trait or an act of sheer genius if some Hollywood producer creates a skit that amplifies its marketability and as regards a project that is involved in it, and is loaded and praised as being a genius. Kanye does it. Everybody that's created content in this world has supported with a certain skit, a certain marketing tool that will promote his film. Everybody's like, damn, this is pure genius. So an African man creates it and everybody begins to shout foul. No, we need to stop being double standard. We need to wake up and smell the coffee that this is fair game, okay? I created what might have been or what is the most relevant film that chronicles the social media ecosystem. And in so doing, the idea was that it's not only for entertainment values, there's also an advocacy behind it. Now, as a filmmaker, my chief responsibility is to teach.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here to amplify virtues in the society. I'm here to criticize, stuff that obviously that people at the helm of affairs are not handling properly. I'm here to do a lot that is to, in a way, a social commentary, a satire that people are supposed to learn or see another way of life from. So, but if I feel that, I think I would have filled my constituency. It's not about lining my pocket. I'm blessed enough to line my pocket in so many other regards. But if at the end of the day, my advocacy, the reason behind my reason for making the film is lost on people, it's my job to amplify it. And so I did. I did it in the most drastic way, yes.
Oh, yeah?
But it was a drastic situation. Our mental health in this ecosystem is suffering greatly. We have kids between 17 19 that are susceptible to high degrees of suicide. And chief of that factor comes from the social media ecosystem. Okay, people's dreams have been derailed because of words that has been spoken to them. People have thought it cool, culturally cool for that matter, to project hatred and violence and hate and cruelty on this platform. So I thought it's time to amplify this, let people understand that it's a pseudo realm where nothing really exists, nothing of essence exists there. So if you've made it your new reality, your alternative universe, then there's a problem with the way you evaluate things. Then there's obviously you suffer illusions. So I created an illusion. They bought the illusion, embraced it wholeheartedly. I came back to say it's an illusion. Doesn't that amplify what doesn't that lend credence to what I've been preaching all day long? It does not exist. This space is not for you to exercise your right to reality. Okay, so some people got that message, and that is enough for me. That suffices for me. For the others that don't get it, I don't care.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Now I want to know, from your bio, actually, it's been written that you were born in Gabon, but you've been named as the Nigerian actor. So this confuses a lot of people. They want to know,
where you're born does not define your ethnicity.
Oh, yeah?
It doesn't.
Citizenship?
Yeah, it doesn't. I can be born in America, but it doesn't mean I'm American. You understand? Yeah, the country of my birth is not the country of my origin. Okay? I was born in Gabon.
Wow.
So does that make me Gabonese?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm Nigerian. It isn't in respect to where I was born.
Yeah.
So I was born in Gabon, yes, it's true. But that does not make me Nigerian. I was back here when we were about 8, 9.
Oh, 8, 9.
Yeah, 8, 9 years old. Okay. I have strong ties and roots in Gabon. I will love those people till my last days. Okay. In there, my will was forged. In there, certain brotherhood and sisterhood amongst his people was forged. In there, my mom also found her entrepreneurial pursuits.
Wow.
She was one hell of a businesswoman.
Wow.
And in there, my dad, worked for giant corporations there, and then we'll find our footing as a wholesome middle class entity on our own. So it's we owe a lot to that country.
Wow.
But the country of my origin is the country of my origin, and it is, will be, and forever be Nigerian.
Wow, nice one. Now you've been to Tanzania lately. You went to Ngorongoro. You came actually for tourism. Tell me about the experience.
It was singular, Ngorongoro is probably one of the wonders of the world. The scenic views, the what you call the rare sightings of the Big Five, as you call it. There's so many animals that are becoming extinct. To find them roaming free in the land over there is a really special sight. The climate is amazing. It's
wonderful.
It's all European, in a sense.
You love it.
Yeah, I love cool places. The heat can get to you sometimes, as you know. And the people, the warmth and hospitality of the people. And I had the privilege of meeting and going to a Maasai community, a real Maasai community.
Wow, wow.
I dressed as one, danced as one,
Wow.
met the chief there. We had a conversation. We had a drink together.
Wow.
I stayed in their huts, and I was schooled as to, what makes them tick, what their way of life. To see people that still embrace primordial times, are still so in tune with their roots and their source and their culture, is a heartwarming experience. And I think my trip to Arusha and Ngorongoro will remain in my mental archives as top notch.
Wow. Was it the first time, yeah?
Yes, absolutely my first time in Tanzania.
Wow. Such a beautiful experience.
Yes,
Are you looking forward to go somewhere else like Serengeti, Zanzibar?
Yes, Zanzibar is obviously in our sights. My plan is to do the sequel of my film here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yes, I'm coming here. I'm shooting in 4 countries. I'm shooting in the US in Miami. I'm shooting in Nigeria, Lagos, and Abuja. I'm shooting in Marrakesh, Morocco, and I'm shooting here for a week.
Wow.
So I'm going to work with local talents, with local filmmakers and crew.
You are mostly welcome, my brother.
Thank you, my brother. Yeah. So it's the gift I bring to the people of Tanzania.
Most definitely.
And when I come back next time, hopefully we're trying to structure it in a way that this will be the last place of shoot. So as soon as you are done, to give me the time, the much needed time, to visit 1 or 2 other places.
Wow, yes, we'll definitely go there. There's Zanzibar, as I mentioned, Serengeti, Mount Kilimanjaro. There's a lot of places out there.
I'll definitely do Zanzibar and Kilimanjaro on my next visit.
Wow. Great one. So tell me about the project that you have currently, apart from that movie that you're saying you are about to shoot in 4 different countries. Is there any project that currently you are working on?
Yes, that's the film. The film that I'm executive producer of Bad Comments, Part 2. I was executive producer of 1. Wow. So we're about to do the sequel.
So Part 2 is coming?
The sequel?
Part 2 is coming?
Yes, Part 2 is coming. I also have a series, a TV series in development right now. We started pre-production apparently. As soon as I get back home this weekend, we'll expand that and hopefully start shooting March before we start the Part 2. There's a sequel to Back Comments in April.
Yeah.
I also have, I'm about to launch my 3rd real estate, estate. It's called The Paradise.
In Nigeria?
Yes, in Nigeria. We have terrace buildings and semi-mansionates, beautifully tastefully.
You should invite me there.
Yeah, if you can fly in, that's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Come be a part of what we're doing. I'll bring a lot of money so you can buy a house in Nigeria.
Yeah, you never
It'll be
know.
amazing. We'll also we'll package your wife too for you, man.
Oh, yeah.
So if you buy a house from me, I will add a wife to it, bro. So you can have the full package.
That's a business mindset.
No real estate developer has ever
do that.
Promoted his business.
Just
for one house you buy, bro, I'll give you a you a gorgeous wife. She'll walk in, no questions asked, and live with you, man. Look at every Nigerian, every African is smiling right now with that deal. Okay, people want me to kidnap people's daughters to bring to you.
Oh yeah.
So we're doing all that, and then also I co-own a gaming company called Biggie. Yeah, we're about to launch that. It's also going to be a massive project. And then my travel agency is called Mercuria.
Wow.
I co-own that as well. So we're putting stuff together to make that happen.
Nice one. My brother, you've been in the game for years now. The way you're doing things, the way you invest, the way you're so disciplined to what you do says a lot about you. You deserve to be here, but there's a lot of fans out there, the people who've been following you over the years. Maybe there's a message you have for them. You never know. It might change or have an impact for someone who is watching this interview right now. What is the message you get?
The most impactful thing in my life right now that I can disseminate to anybody that wants to get involved in the game. It doesn't matter what sphere you're involved in, whether you're a mechanic, whether you're a cake maker, whether you're a cop, whether you're, an architect, a doctor. It doesn't matter what discipline you've told. I think the biggest gift I've given at this moment is the book I wrote. Okay? I'm telling you that it's a book that was written in the most elevated perhaps darkest time that the world existed in. During that time of lockdown, nobody knew. The world came down to its knees. Nobody knew their left from their right. The pundits, the most intellectual of us, did not know how to deal with that moment. I birthed that book in that moment. It was forged from that moment. And that moment was probably the most important moment of our lives, whether we're going to go forward as a civilization or end as a civilization. So I believe I penned down some of my deepest thoughts, some of my most superficial thoughts you might find something in, and then some of also my thoughts that was totally alienated from reasoning, from logic, that you might find as the word you need at that moment. I dealt with different parts of life, different subjects. I dealt with how to deal with grief, how to do startups and businesses, how to navigate the waters, how you can have your relationship from an orthodox point of view, how you can embrace friendship, and how you can project yourself and get your thoughts and ideals and your principle into the children you're raising. So every subject from every realm that you hope to have some light shade on it came out from the book. So the gift in the art really is if I didn't write it as an author, if I did not write that book, it's a book that I'll go and buy. And that's enough said.
Congratulations, my brother.
So every other 2 months, we are churning out another volume. I wrote 15 volumes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So every 2 months?
Every 2 months, there's a new volume on a different subject. We're churning out a different subject. So I wrote 15 volumes.
It has that impact.
Yeah, so that everything you're looking for in life, you can go ahead and and
find it there.
And find it there. And we're on all the major platforms. That's where you can download. It's an ebook series, so you can download it. And if you also want the hard book part of it, you can also order it and it will be sent to you.
Directly?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world.
Through an app, you said?
Yes, we're on Amazon, we're on Apple Books, we're on Kobo, we're on Rotigen. Every major ebook platform has us at the moment.
Nice one. Congratulations, my brother. It was such an honor, sitting down, talking to me, doing this podcast. We have learned a lot from you. You've shared a lot of inspirations, the trials, everything about your career. And thanks for your time, my brother.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for coming here. It was nice talking to you.
Pleasure.
Yo, guys, subscribe to this channel, Lil Omi TV on YouTube. We're signing out, meaning the MVP, half man, half amazing, Lil Omi, the king of interviews, you already know. Leo nimepiga story kubwa sana na moja kati ya waigizaji wakubwa Afrika, Iyke. We all know this name, lakini tulikuwa tujui biashara anazozifanya, mambo anayoyafanya. Kaja Tanzania, ameenda Ngorongoro, kaenjoy sana. Atafanya movie ambayo hii movie itaenda kushutiwa nchi 4 tofauti, lakini Tanzania ni moja kati ya nchi hizo. So you can imagine jamaa kaja kwa mara ya kwanza, alafu kapagawa na locations zetu kali na kila kitu. Anatamani kwenda Zanzibar, anatamani kwenda Serengeti na maeneo mengine kibao. Utaona pia ni jinsi gani ambavyo Tanzania inasifiwa na inaongoza kwa utalii. Yo guys, until next time, holla at your boy.